At about 12:42 p.m., President Muhammadu Buhari walks into the National Assembly, flanked by lawmakers and government officials. He is here to present the 2019 Appropriation Bill to a joint session of the National Assembly. As he walks into the Green Chamber, making his way to his assigned seat, he is greeted by chants, protest songs, and boos by lawmakers, each side trying to outdo each other. This is the first time a president will be presenting a budget to an opposition-led National Assembly since the return of democracy in 1999. And there were indications that it would not be business as usual, as some lawmakers in the House of Representatives had earlier threatened to boycott the budget presentation. The Speaker had earlier called for a closed-door session, and sources say he pleaded with his colleagues to allow the president present the 2019 budget. However, some lawmakers are determined to express their feelings for the president, and they burst out in protest songs and even carrying placards. It's time for President Buhari to present the budget, and he touches on issues of insurgency, the farmers' herders' crisis, fight against corruption, and many more. But he is interrupted during his speech.
To the honorable members that the world is watching us, and we are supposed to be above this.
Amidst the rowdy session and charged atmosphere, the president spoke on under-recovery or subsidy in the oil sector and his plans for implementation of the national minimum wage.
Let me say something about minimum wage issue. I am committed to addressing the issue of a minimum wage, and I will be sending a bill to you, the National Assembly, on this. However, in order to avoid a fiscal crisis for the federal government, as well as the states, it is important to devise ways to ensure that its implementation does not lead to an increase in the level of borrowing. I am accordingly setting up a high-powered technical committee to advise on ways of funding an increase in the minimum wage and the attendant wage adjustments without having to resort to additional borrowings.
He also talked at length on the performance of the 2018 budget, as well as numerous projects and programs of his administration.
In priority projects such as the Abuja, Kaduna, Kano Highway, as well as second Niger Bridge, are well underway.
Some of the key allocations are to the Ministry of Interior, Defense, Education and Health. He said his government plans to increase broadband penetration in all the 774 local government areas in the country. There is also allocation for the amnesty program in the South-South, as well as a take-off grant for the North-East Development Commission. He then lays the budget. From then on, there was no coming down for those for or against. After about 5 minutes, the president had to leave without the speaker making his remarks. With some members raising placards and others snatching and tearing them, the 2019 budget presentation will go down in history as remarkable, where partisan loyalty played a dominating role and potentially further widening the gap between the National Assembly and the executive on the one hand and the legislature and the executive on the other. Ibrahim Adra, reporting for Channels Television News.